I was just like, am I gonna share how much I've been making? Yeah, wait till the very end and I'll share how much I've been making. Hey everybody, thank you so much for clicking on this video. So today is gonna be a little bit more like sit down talky than usual. And I'm really just gonna take you through like behind the scenes because I've had a lot of people asking me, how did you get started teaching online? And what was that process like? How did you decide on what to offer? How did you get clients? So we're gonna talk all about those like little nitty gritty details just because, you know, if I'm being honest, like, everything that I'm doing, I just did it. You know, it was all kind of self-taught and I made a lot of mistakes and learned a lot of things along the way over the last 6 months. So I'm gonna share that with you. So let's just jump in first with what I offer and why I decided to offer those things. So currently, the majority of where I'm making my income from is from teaching online classes. So these are group fitness classes. They are virtual. I hold them on Zoom and I have 4 different formats. So right now I'm teaching karaoke cardio, I'm teaching choreography, I'm teaching Broadway bar, and I'm teaching a stretch class, and the name changes with the seasons. So right now it's fall flexibility. So within those 4 formats, that is a dance cardio class, that is a strength and conditioning class, that is a bar Pilates blend class, and then it's a stretching yoga inspired class. So why did I choose those 4 classes? So number one, I wanted to make sure that people could train with me 4 days a week, taking one of each of those classes, and they could get a pretty well-rounded workout in. So they're getting cardio, they're getting strength, they're getting some more specific like mind-body connection stuff in the bar class, and then they're getting a stretch in. Now, another reason why I decided on these formats is because I'm catering to my audience. So this is a big tip that I have. You wanna make sure that you know who your customer is. So I mean this in 2 different ways. First way, you wanna know like your ideal customer. So for me, my ideal customer is someone who loves music because all of my classes really do have a lot to do with music. Zoe, you okay? We're all gonna die. So again, my ideal customer, someone who likes music, someone who likes having fun, because a lot of my classes are just like silly and fun.
Hold it, let me hear it. Back to center. Flutter those arms, keep pressing, keep pressing. I just wanna see these acting choices.
And then someone who does wanna get stronger. Now, the other way that I mean this is you need to know who is signing up for your classes. You know, you have your perfect customer, but then who's coming to class? So for me, a lot of my clients have followed me from teaching at studios that either are not allowed to open or have unfortunately closed during this time. So a lot of those people, I already know what they were taking with me. So I've kind of made my own version without infringing upon what the studios I was teaching at were offering, if that makes sense. Basically, you wanna be respectful. If you are teaching a very specific format for a studio, you don't wanna go then and like teach that on your own platform because that's just kind of a dick move. And obviously you do want to like believe in what you're teaching, but if you're teaching things that none of your customers are gonna sign up for, then you're not gonna make any money. Then going further, when you finally wanna like schedule these things, just deciding on dates and times. So for me, I'm working mostly for myself right now, but I have a few other gigs like set in stone. So first you just wanna look at your overall schedule, filling the blanks in. Then from there, I want you to also look at back to your customer. When were your customers coming to see you before? When do they typically like to work out? Like literally you can go on Instagram and make polls and ask people. You can reach out to people personally. So you do, again, really want to cater to your customers. Now, you also want to be able to cater to yourself. This was actually something when I started working at Equinox that they really stressed with us. They were like, you know, don't just right off the bat check off that you're willing to work every single shift, you know, every single time slot to be teaching. Because if you click that you are willing to teach a 5:30 a.m. class, but you are not a morning person, that's gonna suck. So I think that you need to, you know, obviously cater to your audience, but also really be aware of what you enjoy doing. Because if you're showing up with this energy of like, I can't believe I'm awake right now, or if you're not a nighttime person, you're teaching like an 8 p.m. class and you're exhausted, clients are gonna pick up on that energy and they're not necessarily gonna wanna come back. So Do yourself a favor, pick time slots that work for your customers, but also work for you. A few other things to consider when you're picking dates and times. Look at your competition. For instance, I teach a musical theater-based dance cardio class on Monday nights at 5:30. There are a few other companies that offer something similar, like a Broadway dance cardio class. It's not the same thing, but we're gonna say that they're very similar. And we have similar clients or some crossover in clients. I would never schedule that class at the same time as one of my competitors, all right, or one of my whatever. So by looking at your competition, it's really gonna help you fill in the blanks so that you're not dividing your clients across different resources and across different places. So diving into how people can sign up. This is something that I get asked all the time. I'm not gonna lie, I don't love my process. I mean, it's much simpler than what I was doing the first week of teaching my own classes. Currently, I use Wix. Honestly, it's because I already had a Wix website from college and I didn't feel like learning something new when all this started. So I just pay for like a premium plan. I'll have to look and I'll show exactly what it is, but essentially I can host bookings, I can have a shop, I can actually have a video library, which I just discovered 6 months later. I've just been using that. It's a little clunky for me, but it takes a lot of the hard work out of everything because here's what a lot of people are doing and here's what I did for a week before I realized that I would never do that again. So what a lot of people are still doing is like posting their schedule and then having people pay them on PayPal or Zelle or Venmo or DM them for a link and then it's donation based and then you have to keep track of like who you're sending the link to. And I did that for 1 week, one class, and it got so confusing. It took up so much of my time and energy that I was like, this isn't even worth it. So going through the Wix booking app, they take every piece of work out of it. You just have to like schedule the class and then people can sign up and that's it. Of course, you do have to pay for that premium membership and then you do have to pay, if people pay with a credit card, you do have to pay credit card processing fees. And then if people pay through PayPal, you don't get those credit card processing fees. So I love when everyone pays through PayPal. But honestly, at the end of the month, I think that it ends up being like between $100 and $200 that's been taken out of each transaction, which for me, it's worth it because my time is worth more than that $100 or $200 that I would spend going crazy every single day trying to track different payments. Also for me, I am an LLC, so we ain't trying to get audited over here. So guys, I'm not gonna like recommend that you go through Wix. It's pretty simple to set up and use, but I know that there are bigger and better options out there. I don't know what they are, so don't ask me. As far as where I'm hosting class, Zoom, like everybody else. I know that a lot of people hate Zoom and it's not built for what we're using it for by any means. But here's the deal. Most people are using Zoom. If I just had to guess, I'd say like 95% of people are using Zoom to teach group fitness on. So even though it's not ideal, that does mean though that most people have a good understanding of how to use Zoom, how to sign up or log in or enter a class, how to mute themselves, how to show their video if they want to. If you're going to teach and you're choosing a platform that now most people are not familiar with, I think you're gonna kind of be shooting yourself in the foot because if you think back to March when all of this started and everyone like figuring out what is Zoom, how do I make a login, this, that, and the third, you're gonna be dealing with that every single week. At least at this point, everyone knows how to use Zoom. So it's just like people sign in, it's easy, class is taught, it's done, it's over. I'm sure that maybe there is a better platform out there, but I haven't found it. So let me know if you have found one. Don't say Google Hangouts because it's not. And then guys, the last thing I want to touch on before I tell you how much money I've been making, which is terrifying that I'm gonna put that on the internet. I wanna talk a little bit about just promotion. Everything that I create as far as promotion goes, it is made free on Canva with my own 2 hands. I have absolutely no experience designing anything like this. I just kind of dove in and you're gonna suck at first and then it's gonna get better, but I do have some tips for you. So number 1, keep everything really simple, really crisp and clear. Make sure that the most important information is highly visible. Number 2, try to stick to a color scheme. This took me a very long time to figure out, and I will probably look back on everything that I'm doing now in a year and be like, this is terrible. But as far as my color scheme, I definitely like a cooler tone. So like a bluer rather than like a yellower. So some of the colors that I try to stay in would be like pinks, light blues, purples, and then like white, gray, black, that whole kind of thing. So that's my color scheme that I'm trying to play in. Of course, I'm wearing a bright yellow sweatshirt. If you are using things like Instagram or YouTube to promote any of your classes or your content, make sure that you do a little SEO and hashtag research. If you don't know anything about how that works, definitely check out Vanessa Lau or Sunny Lenarduzzi. Those are the two women who I learned everything from. And then as far as my weekly emails, I actually don't use the email thing that you can use within Wix because I don't think it looks very good and I don't think it's very easy to use. I actually use MailChimp, but I started inserting just images that I've made on Canva. So obviously I'm gonna pop up an image here of before and after, but the final straw was that I was just putting everything into MailChimp, and one of my friends reposted my weekly schedule on her Instagram, and I was like, that looks terrible. I would never give that person money. You definitely wanna make sure that what you're putting out there, not even just that the class is a good quality, but you need to make sure that the imagery that you're putting out there reflects the quality of your content too, because everyone's doing this now. So you're gonna have a lot of competition. So you need to make sure that not only that your quality is great, but you need to get people there. They need to click on it to get to your quality content. So putting out quality posts and images and graphics, it's really gonna help you. All right, I did not expect to make this part of the video. So I'm gonna tell you guys, let's just go through since March, how much I've made. Also keep in mind something I did not talk about at all is that I do offer one-on-one trainings. That's also part of this income, the LLC, we'll say, because it is one. Okay, anyway. Oh, I have to do a little math because I actually separated this for a little, which I don't know why I did this. I have a whole spreadsheet. I'll show it to you, but I'll blur out every single number. Okay, so in March, I made $924. In April, I made $979. Why was I separating this? This doesn't make any sense. In May, I made $1,902. In June, I made $2,725. Oh my God, guys, we've been in quarantine for a long time. Okay, and now I stopped separating it. I don't know why I did that. All right, so in July, I made $2,763. In August, I made $4,306. And now this month I am projecting, my goal was 4,000. Right now we have about a week left in the month and I'm at 3,500. So we're looking good there. Oh, I can't believe I said all of that on the internet. So these are all things that no one told me, no one explained to me. I really just observed and then asked myself, I like what this person's doing, or I like what these people are doing. Here's how I can do it better. And now I'm gonna do it. So I encourage you to do the same thing. Hopefully this video helped you. Again, if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. Always remember that I am not a sound and tech guru. So please don't ask me why your wireless headphones aren't working on Zoom because I don't know. And that's about it. Have a great one. I'll see you in the next one.